Thank you to one of our longtime favorite subscribers here at Cleveland, America, for pointing out something very important to me about the terrorist attack on the airplane from Nigeria to Amsterdam to Detroit. Let's say you are an opponent of Islam, and you may tell me, this is just further evidence, Brett, that Islam is evil, and it's part of the ideology and the theology and the dogma of Muslims to kill, search, and destroy non-Muslims. Let's disregard the fact that there are probably lots of Muslims on that plane. If you believe that what this Nigerian man did was in accordance with your beliefs about what Islam is, why is it then that his father, who raised him in his faith, who taught him everything he knows about his faith, why is it that his family turned on him and turned him in? It's one thing to come back to a murder scene or an attempted murder scene, and the family can say, we were really upset with him, we don't like what he did, and you can say, well, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. He's family. But they went and turned him in before the crime. They reported him. So who's the Muslim? The son who was going to try to kill people, or the family? When you have a son who goes rogue on you, or a child that goes rogue on you, the parents are the foundation, the truth, what's solid. The youth is impetuous and angry and trying to make changes. They don't really understand their world, but they want to control it. They want to have some impact. So imagine they send their boy to school. He comes back and he starts talking funny. We got to stop these Americans, and someone's got to kill these people. Someone's got to fight. Someone's got to stick up for what's going on in Gaza. And the father would say, son, there are ways to do this, and it's not by terrorism. Son, your views are getting too extreme. That's it, Dad. I'm out of here. I'm taking the SIM card out of my phone. I'm done. I love you guys. People would have us convinced that Islam is this monolithic faith where there's a unimind and everybody thinks the same way, and Muslims are supposed to. It's part of their faith. It's their ticket to heaven is to kill the infidels. If that's the case, why would the father say, son, no, this is wrong. We don't want you to go out and do this. No, Dad, I'm doing this. The parents are so distraught. They're worried. They had plans. They had a future for their son. They wanted their child to have a life and a future. And the son was so angry with things that are very easy to get angry about. But what is it about youth that's so impetuous? Or this young man who had a future, wealth, everything he could ask for. It wasn't enough because of his pain. He went off the deep end. And his parents knew it, and they tried to stop him. So I'm going to ask you, if what this young man did fits Islam, are you trying to tell me that his parents weren't Muslims? You know the dynamics between parents and children. Parents are typically right. The kids are typically off the mark. Kids are a little crazy. Young people are a little impetuous. It just happens that way. I was going to get a clip from the movie Boys in the Hood. There's a great scene there between Cuba Gooding Jr. and Lawrence Fishburne, who plays his father. A bunch of Cuba Gooding Jr.'s buddies were all shot by these gangbangers. And he went up and he got this pistol, and he was going to go out there and shoot them up because they were all going to meet together and they were going to go gun these people down. And the father comes in and goes, look, I got plans for you to go to college. I got plans for you to have a life. And the son says, no, they killed my people. They've got to pay. And he goes nuts. And the father says, I'm not letting you out of this house. He gets the gun away from his hand. That's what these parents tried to do. The father knew best. The son was driven by passion and rage. And the important thing to remember is they were both people who considered themselves Muslims. So it wasn't as if Islam was guiding anybody to do anything bad. It was about anger and rage. Imagine the complaint that this young man said to his dad. Did he say, Dad, I just can't take it anymore, the way the women don't wear hijabs over there in America, and the way their TV shows are so dirty, and the way everybody drinks, and the way they're all going around free. You and I both know none of that ever happened. You know what he said? What they're doing in Iraq, what they're doing in Gaza, and they're tromping all over us, and they should mind their own business. Right or wrong, that's what he was saying. He's saying people are dying. It has nothing to do with Islam, because these were both Muslims. That debate shows you and should be real clear to you the fact that the father turned him in should prove to everyone that this is not about Islam. they are Muslims. And this is something that's happening within the Muslim community because the Muslim community are the ones that are being oppressed by our oppressive foreign policies. And I don't know how oppressive they are because, you know, I'm an American. And the news media I get is limited.
Cleveland, America!